Hey man, it's 3 a.m. right now. It's dark. People are sleeping their lives away. Yet, you and me are right here. You're watching one of my videos once again. Stoic Tang here. You know, I just want to talk about how living life in solitude is the most peaceful thing you could ever have as a man. Okay. You know, I've been talking about just the seriousness of life too much. I feel like I've been talking about your seriousness of life, how you're not going to be rewarded if you don't deserve it, how you have to fit certain requirements in order to succeed. Yeah, you do gotta do all those things, but the core component to my true message to everything, all my videos combined, let's open this drink shot, is to remember that no matter how many times you've had a good day, no matter how many times you feel like you failed, there's time to win. There's time to get it back. There's time to become the man that you want to become. It's never too late, my brother. Take a moment and sit down with me. Take a moment and breathe in, breathe out. Because we're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. We all walk this earth as imperfect people. Whether you're a man or woman, we walk as imperfect. Don't ever think you're gonna live a life without sin. Never think you're gonna live a life with only fulfillment. Never think you're gonna live a life without mistakes. You're gonna have those days. You're gonna have those problems. You're gonna have those obstacles you gotta win over. But you don't let those define you. You don't let your mistakes define you. I'm saying this wholeheartedly, that just because you're working hard, just because you got God on your side, just because you're repenting, just because you think everything's going good, doesn't mean you're gonna achieve your dreams. It doesn't mean you're gonna live the life you always wanted to live. That's the reality of life. But what it does mean is that you're gonna get a step closer. What it does mean is you're gonna live a more fulfilled life. You're gonna smile more. You're gonna remember where you came from. You're gonna remember how it feels like to be yourself, how it feels like to be somebody that knows you can get stuff done. You can get stuff done. You can fight obstacles. You can persevere through the toughest circumstances. You're resilient enough to beat the battles in your mind, to beat the battles of your life. And that is where true fulfillment is sought after. That is where you find your meaning to this life, and you won't ever regret working hard. You won't ever regret anything the moment you feel this type of faith, this type of fulfillment. It's not the only thing I want to talk about, you know. As people of this generation, we've been just brainwashed and brain fogged into thinking that love is the true meaning to life. Love is what we need. And I've been a victim of that before. I've been a person to chase somebody. I've been a person to beg. I've been a person to experience those types of one-sided love, unrequited love. It's all in my textbook. I've been that person because I've been young. I used to be younger. I used to be less mature. I used to be less experienced. That's something that not everyone can say. I finally understand now that you don't need love from somebody else. You don't need somebody else to approve of your day. You don't need somebody else to wake you up. You don't need somebody else to entertain. You don't need the attention. It's better to have yourself by your side. Because not everyone wants to stay. Not everyone wants to be a part of your life. Not everyone wants to hear what you have to say. Not everyone wants your love. So keep it for yourself. Keep that energy to yourself. Keep that love to yourself. Enjoy the time you have alone. Enjoy the time you have with your family. Enjoy the time you have with your friends. Although sometimes I don't feel super connected, I feel connected with myself. I feel connected now with myself and with my Creator. I feel His love. I feel God in every action I do. I feel Him. Everything I do is for the sole purpose of pleasing my Creator. And I'm not here to boast that I'm a better person than you. I'm not here to boast that I'm a better servant, because I'm not a better servant. Never will I admit that I'm a better servant than you. But I know that I will try my best to be the best servant I can. And honestly, this life, this dunya, let's just say this world. This world is simply a test. It's a test to see if you're strong enough, to see if you're wise enough, to see if you can be humble enough, to see if you can be patient enough. It's going to test you. The world is going to test you to see how strong you are mentally, to see how strong you are socially, to see if you can hold in your temptation, to see if you can hold in your urges. To see if you won't be distracted. You know, to me, the darkness used to be so scary. It used to be one of my biggest fears. The darkness. The quiet. The solitude. The unknown. It used to be one of my greatest fears. But I took it head on. I had no choice. I had to figure it out. I had to find my light in the darkness. As a man, you are going to be thrown in the forest. As a man, you're going to be thrown in the forest. You're going to be thrown in the forest. As men, you're going to be thrown in the forest as a boy. And then you will come out a man. Women are a little bit different. Women, when wars were happening, they were at their homes. dealing with their own problems, but they had a community. They had a social construct with the other females. They conversed, they talked, they spent time with each other, and that's how they built their lives. That's how they built comfort. But as a man, you get no attention. You get no love. You get no passion. It's just you yourself in that forest, in the silence. That's when you become a man. That's when you realize the life is temporary. That's why you must always have God in your side. I don't blame anybody for my circumstances, except for myself and except for God. Because whatever God sets out for me in my path is meant for me. It's meant for me to grow. It's meant for me to discover. It's meant for me to experience. And I'm incredibly grateful for that, and so should you. You have to be grateful to God. You have to be thankful. Because everything He's ever gave you, everything you've ever experienced, is a true testament to what He wants you to be. So take this time to remember who you are and what you are without your Creator. Because from my experience, I can tell you that without your Creator, you are nobody. Without your Creator, you don't have anything. It's also easy to have fear. It's easy to be scared. It's easy to lose sight and lose track of where you want to go. But if you have that goal in mind, that dream in mind, and you tackle those fears head on, I promise you nothing is impossible. Remember that you can do it. Remember that you gotta lock in. I know who you are. I know you're the type of person. Okay, let's just say this a little better. Let's say it more fluently. I know who you are. You're the type of person that wants the Lamborghinis, the house, the woman, the family. You want everything. You're hungry for it. You're starving. You're desperate. You're a man that needs and needs and needs. But you've got to breathe and look around for a second to see where you are. Breathe to see where you are. And that's when you stop being so hungry, so desperate, so needy for the things of this life. And from that moment on, you will achieve exactly what you want to achieve. That's all I have today, guys. I hope something sparked a light in you, sparked a fire in you to become somebody that you've always wanted to become. Peace out. Stoic Tang here. I'll be trying to come out with more content that's a little specific, more content specific work so that I can get you guys into a different realm and not just the shallow and exterior to what I'm trying to portray every single day. Peace out.